What type of fight can the fans expect on the 14th of July?
A hard one and a grueling one. Clash of styles. Dereck looks to keep coming forward, and David will look to keep punching, and that's really good ingredients for a good fight.
Who's first suggested making this fight? I know there was probably public demand that made the fight happen, but who was it? Dereck's people made it happen, or David's?
Well, the first time it was suggested was in Munich when Frank and Bernd Bunter suggested the fight. That was the first time it was mooted.
Did David and yourself have any hesitation on taking the fight, or was it as soon as it was announced, as soon as offered to you, we said, yep, we love that?
Well, the timing of the offer was probably key, because that was the time when it was offered was after the brawl in Munich, after the public momentum had built up. So at the point when the fight was offered, it made sense, and obviously there's still a bit of a beef between David and Dereck as well.
Do you think the physical barrier that was here today was necessary, or was that just all part of the sort of the showmanship and the building the fight up to be the event it is?
I think it's a press conference, and you want to see something. It's the images that you see, and it looks good. David certainly wasn't going to do anything today, and I'm pretty sure that Dereck wasn't either. But because of what happened in Munich, it would probably be a bit remiss of Frank not to take all the preventable measures that he could.
What do you think of Dereck Chisora as a boxer?
He's improving at a very good rate. When he lost to Tyson Fury, all you've got to do is look at his weight in that fight, and you could see that having lost the Vladimir fight, he was demotivated, he hadn't trained properly. I think he was 18 stone 9 or something ridiculous, and realistically he normally boxes a stone lighter than that. So since the loss against Tyson Fury, he's fought Robert Helenius, a fight that he won and showed great improvement in that fight, that he'd now converted to a style that he believed worked for him, and was discovering that it did work for him. He then stepped up a huge step from Robert Helenius to fight Vitaly, and through that fight, progressively, he grew as a fighter, and his style that he's adopted became embedded even more. So he's going to take where he finished the Vitaly fight into the fight with David as a fighter that is improving at quite an accelerated rate.
What do you think of Dereck Chisora as a man, just his personality, generally speaking?
I don't have a problem with him. Dereck and I are fine. It's not me that has the problem with Dereck. Dereck and I can sit, we'll say hello, we'll chat, we'll laugh and whatever. But Dereck wants to fight a guy that I train. So I chat to Dereck. I said hello to him downstairs. We had a little hug. Said, "How you doing?" And he said, "How's training going?" I said, "Better than you want it to." And then came upstairs. It's fine. But because it's Dereck and David that want to fight each other, and realistically, that's all you need to know.
In the incident in Germany, it's quite sort of an infamous when you got hit on the head by the tripod. Did you actually speak to David about that afterwards, or do you have a laugh about it, or do we quite angry with him?
To be honest, I didn't feel it. There was loads of stuff going on. Couldn't see anything, and at the time I didn't know what hit me. That's right. Yeah, we laugh about it now.
So do you and David actually sit down and just have a little laugh about the tripod incident? Is that sort of an in-joke with yourselves?
No, I'm just storing up my frustration. I'm going to ruin him in the gym and get my own back. I got a perfect job to get my own back on him, so I'm going to abuse that privilege in the next couple of weeks.
How's David been looking in the gym for this fight?
I'm happy and relaxed, and so that's got to be an indication for me of how he is. The consistency of what he's been doing as well has been really good. So yeah, I'm really happy. David's got the ability to adapt. If you go through all of his pro fights, you'll see that he boxes differently, and he can adapt for this one. And I'm looking forward to it, really looking forward to it.
So is his training camp going to be based solely in Britain, or is he going to be training in Cyprus like he has done for some of his other fights?
We're going to be in England. We're going to be in England probably. Sometimes we do go away for 3 or 4 days to break the monotony. But we make those decisions on an ad hoc basis. So at the moment we're based in London, at the Park Plaza Hotel.
David Haye's been involved in some massive fights. As a cruiserweight, he bought Oxenzo Macronelli was a massive fight. When he boxed in France against Mormick was a massive fight. Obviously all his fights at heavyweight have been massive events. How big is this fight compared to those fights?
It's up there. Of course it is, it's up there. Biggest fight? Probably say last year against Vladimir, because of the interest worldwide on it. So I'd probably say that's the biggest fight. But other than that one, this one definitely compares to anything else. And if anything, I'd probably say it's his second biggest fight.
After this fight, done and dusted, presume David wins. Do you think he should retire again?
Don't know. Don't want to talk about that. I thought he was retired. He's not. but I don't nothing. I'm superstitious, a little bit old-fashioned sometimes, and there's nothing that exists other than July the 14th. If we start talking about things after July the 14th, that just shows complacency and ignorance. Can't do that. There's a battle against someone who's hungry and has abilities, and he's got to prepare for that and nothing else.
Right now, where would you put David Haye in the top 10 heavyweights in the world?
Well, he's certainly in the top 4. He certainly has the ability to be number 1. He certainly has the ability to be number 1. But I can't stand here and say that he's number 1 because he lost to Vladimir. So if Vladimir's got the championships and Vitaly's got the WBC belt, then humbly I have to say number 3.
Final question, Adam. What's your prediction for the fight on the 14th?
In terms of a spectacle, it's going to be electric. It's going to be an entertaining fight. You're going to get satisfaction from this one. You're not going to get two guys trying to fiddle each other. I'm not too sure that came out right, but you're not going to get two guys trying to fiddle around and not engage. You're going to get two guys who can fight, big guys that can fight and that want to fight, having a fight. So that's what the fans can see. Turn up, tune in, do whatever you want to do. Don't miss it because it's one of them fights. And I'm expecting David to do his job, and his job will be to win and win convincingly.